Yeah, Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Yeah, that Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. That Patricia Ball Quinn, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked, Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to Lions on the Prowl. My name's Jim.
And my name is Maniac Tim Becker.
And today, this is the first ever video podcast that we're bringing to you. We love this idea. It does not love us.
That's for sure, Jim.
We have tried to do this for 3 weeks.
Right.
And just letting you know, we can't get the mics to work right, so the audio is probably not going to be the greatest. We can't, the lighting, one of the lights broke, so we're attempting to do something different, so we don't know if the lighting is working correctly.
Murphy's Law, Jim.
Everything that can go wrong has so far. The tripod for the camera broke, so now we have 2 of the 3 leg extensions broken. I mean, it's been just, if you've seen this setup, which I'm going to show you this setup on Instagram. I'm going to do a live shot with maybe me and Tim in it, whatever, and show you the rigging we had to do to get this to work today. It is amazing what you can do when you have a few boxes and stuff.
Behind the scenes real.
The real Lions on the Prowl behind the scenes tour will happen soon. But anyway, so this is actually episode 1. It's not episode 8. Episode 8 will be the podcast.
Right.
But we weren't sure we could get this to work this week, so we were going to go with the audio podcast only this week.
Right.
Decided what the heck, we're just going to make it work and we don't care.
Yeah.
We're crazy like Maniac Tim.
Yep. And this is one of the reasons I am called Maniac, because the Lions have driven me crazy sometimes.
Uh-oh.
So, and it's especially the refs.
I totally agree with you there. I mean, there's a lot of times where I wish that I had the phone remote controls. We throw it to the TV and just, and I it's mind blowing how many calls and how many things goes against us and stuff like that. And I was watching a play. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Matt Stafford play where he hurt his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that? The play before that, he throws a completed pass to somebody else, and it was interference, and he's begging the official to give him a call, and nothing.
Yeah, I remember.
So then he goes and he gets hit, he goes down, but he completes the pass, and then he said, I can come in, I can throw if you need me, coach. And he comes in and throws the ball with the arm all messed up, and that play told me what I needed to know about Matthew Stafford. People say if he's a lead or he's not a lead. I don't care. That guy's got some heart.
Yep. That's true, and he plays with it. How many comeback wins have we had?
Yep. Or how many times he's taken that whole offense on his shoulders and just marched down the field. And it's not perfect, of course, and he makes mistakes, and the reads sometimes aren't the greatest. Whatever, the accuracy sometimes. He can throw the ball over people's heads quite a bit sometimes. He was better with that the last couple seasons, but before he had a hard time with that.
Now, do you know who really likes the Lions?
Me?
No, the cardio doctors, because it just really puts your blood pressure up. And so the doctors really like it because they get a lot of business from the rest of the NFL and from the stress that we get.
Yeah, us fans go under a lot of stress every Lions game, and we're going to be with you to, and I don't know if we're going to stream the games or what we're going to do exactly right now. We're kind of in the off season right now. The drafts just happened. We talked a little bit about the draft. So, I don't know where we're going to go with that at this point. So I'm just letting you know now, but we will be doing something during the season, probably 2 shows, a before show and after show, 1 video, 1 audio. So basically you're going to get 4 shows a week.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do for you. And we try to get this to video because it's a lot easier to see what's going on, to be able to, get the nice TV thing here, and, so that we can show you, some of the things that we want to bring up. We're going to be able to do live breakdown of film. We'll be able to break down players for you via the video screen. So, you know, this is a huge addition to Lions on the Prowl. We're really happy that you're all tuned in to see it.
We sure are, and welcome everybody.
And right now, this episode is brought to you by West Michigan Nutrition. And they've been helping us out quite a bit, trying to encourage and stuff, especially with everything been going wrong lately. I don't want to dwell on that, believe me, I don't. But boy, if you ever try to do something, things just seem to try to come against you.
Right.
But the people there are awesome. They are entrepreneurs themselves, and they come and help you and encourage you to keep going and keep doing and keep on the right path and bringing the stuff to you guys to so that you have your Lions news and you have your rumors and discussion from our perspective, our fan perspective. But at West Michigan Nutrition, they serve delicious shakes and very, very good. The last one I had was banana bread. That is outstanding.
Oh wow, I
It's
got
really
try
good.
that one.
It's cinnamon in it.
Wow.
So cinnamon helps lower blood sugar. I know that's probably not much of the Lions stuff, but it really does help you. And the other thing that I get there is the Hulk tea. That's called a T-bomb. Then on the screen it says "Get your T-bomb on." So, want to give a shout out to the West Michigan Nutrition people there, the Dave and Andy who own the establishment, and Andrea and Camber, which is Cam and Hamburger.
Yeah.
That work there.
They just kind of merged together, you know.
They just kind of merged together, yeah. And then the people that have helped us there. Go in and get your shake and your energizing tea, and it really does start the day for me.
And it should also help you with your stress too.
Your stress, and
You know, so
trying to lose weight, which we both need.
Yeah. Maybe get one before the game, you know, so that.
Yeah, on the way to the game. If you're driving from West Michigan, which we live in Muskegon, so if you're driving from West Michigan, it's a long drive to get to Ford Field. So. You know, I need the energy for that, and it's probably a little early in the morning if you want to get there on time, get parking and all this stuff. So, okay, so we're moving on with the show. We're going to move on to our shout-out section. We appreciate the Green Bay fan there for helping us with this video.
Right.
This slide that shows you the shout-out section. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, all right, Oscar from work, Green Bay fan.
Yeah, ooh.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So my shout out this week is to Armando at work and Phil. We do this every week. We call the guy Phil. His name is John. It came up sometime, and it's just a permanent part of the show. So that's what we do every week. A guy named Matt from work. He's going to be leaving us pretty soon to go to new opportunities, and we just wish him the best. Let me see. I'm trying to think of. Do you have any shout outs, Tim?
Okay, I'm going to shout out to Jay from work.
All right.
Barb from work. And Colt from work, also Tim Reardon from work.
And I just talked to this guy who's trying to start his own vlog or video thing for YouTube, a YouTuber named Josue. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I'm not, but we talked on the phone for almost an hour. Really good guy. Just want to give a shout out to you too. Keep going, buddy. Keep going.
And he also works with me, so.
And that's the bad part. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're going on to our Legend of the Week segment. We have this every week on the podcast. I don't think we had one last week. I don't remember if we did. We didn't. I mean, we just got right into it, you know.
Right.
So this week it's Robert Porcher III, which I don't know. I never knew it was the third, but whatever.
And the years that he played, well, first of all, he was a defensive end, played 187 games from the year 2000.
From 1992 to 2004.
Right.
You are a maniac.
Yeah, I know. But you know, being a friend with you does also help that because you gotta be maniacs. Yeah, I know.
Which anybody who knows me knows that's the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a first round draft pick. He anchored. I want to say anchored, but he was really effective as a pass rusher in those years. That was such a different era, such a different defense. You could maul the quarterback back then. You can't do that nowadays, but brings back the good old days for me when you could hit people in the open field and knock them clean out.
Yeah.
I know with concussion protocol and everything today, and we are more aware of the injuries and the different things that happen to the brain, that we do understand that it does need to change and the game needs to change a little bit. But just
then it
missed
was
the
a man's
absolute,
game,
yeah,
you
back
know.
then I think it was more of a rough, tough man's game. I believe that, I do. I think that we've kind of gotten away from that. And obviously, in my opinion, which I've stated before on this show, I do believe that you do sign up for a little bit of violence when you get millions of dollars a year.
Oh, yeah.
And I might get some flack for that or whatever, because these people need to be safe too. Well, there's other people that are, you know, our military is in danger every single day. You know,
And they
hear
get
them
paid a
cry and
lot
complain about
less.
it, and they get paid. They don't get paid millions like they should. So, you know, man up just a little bit, okay? You know, I'm sorry. Maybe that's not the opinion that you guys have, and yeah, I'm sorry. It's my opinion, so I'm gonna stick with it.
Rough and tough football, you know.
It's our
what
show.
they- yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, Porsche's notable achievements, and you can read that along with us if you want,
Right.
but for me, you can read everything up on the screen, but to actually see him play, which we have seen him play
Oh,
live.
yeah.
Boy, was he was quick, he was fast, powerful, you know, and just he was a good person too. You know, and a lot of that gets left out, his cancer research thing that he was doing, and, you know, a couple other things, which I'm gonna get to. Yeah, there we go. Cancer Research and Relief Fund helped raise thousands of dollars for programs in the University of Michigan Comprehensive Cancer Center. And to expand on that, you know, he's just giving back to the community, giving back to the place that he comes from, that
Right.
made him great. And it's really good to see players come back and do that type of thing in the community, under the radar, not really being, you know, they're not getting praise for it, they're not out for praise for it or whatever, they're out to do actual good work for the community, and that's what he did. So, he also had formed a joint venture with the Aramark Group, or corporation, to provide food services, service operations for 231 local schools in Detroit.
Wow.
So, you know, just going out and having a big heart and playing with heart, that's what we love about our Lions. That's what we love
Right.
about our current Lions, Matt
Right.
Stafford.
Right, yeah.
Playing with a heart on his sleeve, he really does.
Yeah, and he's also well into community.
Yeah, he is.
Services
Yeah,
too,
and a lot
yeah.
of them are. I mean,
Right.
I know some of that's required by the NFL. So,
Right.
you know, some players do it out of obligation, and some do it out of heart. And so you can
Right.
tell the difference. And I was talking about heart, and while I was watching a video with Matthew Stafford, as you were talking about earlier before we started the
Mhm.
show about the refs and stuff. And we all remember that Cleveland play where he gets hurt, he gets
Right.
smashed down, he says, I can throw a ball, you know, and stuff like this. And he goes out and throws a touchdown pass, and, you know, then roots on, I think it was Jason Hansen at the time, do what they're
Right.
paying you to do, or whatever, something like that. You know, to win the game. But the play before that, there was obvious pass interference.
Right.
And no call. He's pleading with the referee to no avail. And this happens almost every single week. And we get into this on this show. The difference between our show and maybe some of the other ones, and I don't know, I haven't heard everybody out there,
Right.
but we will tackle the referee situation.
we sure
We
will.
will tackle the Detroit versus everybody stuff that some people shy away from, some people don't. I believe that it seems like there is something against the Lions or something, because every single week it seems like there's some call that costs us something.
Right, it
You know.
seems like it's a lack of respect by the NFL and the officials.
I agree with that. We've said on this show many times, like the NBA has a thing where it's like, if you're Jordan or somebody else, you know, you're gonna get the calls. But if you're a rookie coming in, you're not gonna get the calls.
And that's wrong. You know, this is a game, it is a competition that is supposed to be decided by skills, not by calls. I mean, sure, refs are supposed to be the police,
Yeah.
not the judge, the jury, the deciding end game.
But they've decided way too many games for way too many teams in the past few years, and I think it needs to stop.
Right.
And the NBA, it's come to the point in the NBA where a lot of players, earlier this year, were speaking out, coaches speaking out. Stan Van Gundy said a lot of things against the officials and stuff. I'm not saying they don't have a tough job, but I'm not saying that a lot of times these are good people. I don't mean that. And every time I say damn refs or something like this, I'm not meaning it in a way that I think they're bad people, or like I said, you know,
Right.
it's a hard job. I mean, you got these people flying at high speeds, and you have to watch everything.
And more
And
than
figure
likely,
out-
they're in a lot better, you know, the people that they're watching is in a lot better shape than what they are, you know, because they're athletic.
Yeah, well, a lot of the refs have gotten into better
Right.
shape over the years. But it's still a thing where you have to make a second call in like a blink of an eye on something that you don't know whether you should call or not. You
Right.
can't call holding on every single play, it stops the flow of
No,
the game.
right. But you gotta do it fairly.
Yeah, Nick fairly.
Yeah, and I knew he would bring it up, that's why I hesitated. But,
But
you gotta be
you have to be,
fair,
you know,
you gotta be,
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that you have to be fair. I also think that you have to take into consideration what you do, how it
Right.
affects the game. It affects the outcome of the game. There are some plays where, yeah, there was all this time, like Calvin Johnson play, we had brought this
Oh,
up
yeah.
before, where it was the process where he
Right.
sat on his butt in the end zone, and that's not good enough for a touchdown because he threw the ball away too soon or some stupid thing. But the thing is, now they call that a catch, by the way, so I just want to put that out there.
a little too late, but,
Well, it's always too late, but we had 14 seconds
Right.
left or something, or we had another play after that and we could have scored a touchdown. Why do we need okay, why would we need the other play if they called the play correctly?
you're right, and why do you need to keep on winning over and over again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
When, when you do the play right one time, why do you need to redo it?
Over and over again.
Yeah,
So if you've already got a touchdown, they put 6 points on the board, why do you have to go back and do that again? It's hard to score in the NFL. If it was easy, everybody's scoring 100 points a week, but they're not.
and
Why? Because it's not easy.
I remember seeing games where there was like, not only one touchdown turned over, but like 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe like the last one was like a right call, but the other ones were questionable.
Yeah, and it
You
seems to be the questionable stuff that keeps happening to us. And, you know, you can take any play you want to, the Thanksgiving Day play where we still have the whole game left to play. Yeah, but you just gave them a touchdown where there was no reason to. You know, the guy was clearly down, the
Right.
rule was wrong, but let's just go by the rule that's wrong rather than try to get it right for the team.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense, and I think the official has too much power. I
So
think
do I.
that, and in some instances, maybe they don't even want all that power. I mean, it's put on them to do this, as in, not to try to screw us over, that's not what I mean.
Right.
But it's on them to make that decision, and maybe that's too much on them to make that decision. Maybe they're not qualified to make that decision.
But
I'm
then,
sorry.
you know,
Maybe
then,
they're not, I mean, maybe they shouldn't be making all those, you know, gray area decisions instead of having a black and white, this is what this is and this is what this is. And that's difficult, I know it is,
Right.
but we gotta get better.
right, but what's really shocking is when you see the instant replay, you know, and we actually have seen like different announcers say, okay, it looks like it should be this, but then all of a sudden they go ahead and they just call it totally different.
Right,
You
even
know,
though you've seen the
you-
play,
They show you
the
different.
announcers have showed you what they think, and it looks like it's a play that's gonna be good for the Lions, and then it turns around and they're like, nope, it's the same as we called it on the field, everything's fine.
Right.
You're like, what? You know, it was wrong in the first place, your replay showed it was wrong, but yet you still say it's right? That makes no sense.
Right, and I mean, the NFL has done some different stuff where they like bring it to the office now, the NFL headquarters, and they make the decisions, but it just still seems not fixed yet.
No, it doesn't seem right yet. I still think the officials have too much power.
Right.
Whether they want that power or not, it's put on them. So I'm not saying that every official's bad, and every game we've played, we've had bad calls against us only because there was a clear face mask on us that they totally blew that call, didn't call it at all.
Right.
It was against Minnesota, and we won the game, but they shouldn't have. I mean, we did, but we should have had a call back.
Right.
You know, but that's just the way the game goes. You know, and for us, when we have that type of call, you know, we get upset with it. When they had that kind of call, they probably got upset with it. Let's take these calls out. I mean, let's take, if it's a face mask, it's a face mask, it's a face mask. Let's just call the play as it is. If it's holding, it's holding, but that's the rough thing, because there's holding on every play, they say. That's the difficult part. What do you call and what do you let go?
Yeah, they need to really define it more, but then when you define it more, then I don't know.
Yeah.
You know how do you fix this problem?
How
Any
do you guys
ideas?
think? Do you have
You know?
ideas? I mean, send us something. We're on Facebook at Lions on the Prowl group or the Lions on the Prowl page. We have a website, www.lionsontheprowl.com. You can send us something there. Also, we have, what's the other, an email. So it's lionsontheprowl14@gmail.com. Drop us a comment.
And
Let us know what you think.
just so you know, that is a new website because we're having problems with our old address.
Right.
So if you tried it in the past and couldn't get to it, this is a new one and it should work for you.
Right, yeah, we just had that fixed this week, and, just in the last couple of days. But also, you can leave comments, if you're on YouTube watching this, you can leave comments below, and of course, you're on Facebook watching this, you can leave comments below as well. So, I just wanted to let you know that too.
Yeah, and we are in the works of creating a fan of the week.
Yes, we are. We're gonna create a fan of the week, and what that's going to entail, Tim is gonna tell you the details on that.
When I get them all worked out, but we want radical fans. We want people that will maybe dress up, face paint, stuff like that.
Send us a photo is what we're trying to get.
Yeah.
And we can determine, who the fan of the week is going to be, and we'll put you on our show.
Right.
And we'll be able to talk about you and all that stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. We're just gonna have a lot of fun with it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's get into undrafted free agency. We didn't get into this last week because it was so late in the week, and honestly, I was really tired that day and didn't get all the research done. So these are the names of the people that we signed, and then a couple of them at the end are because there's another list after this slide. And okay. And then there's another list after this slide.
Okay.
And then we'll go into, I'm not gonna go into each and every one. I wanna let you know who they are, and stuff like that. But, there's a lot of these guys that are gonna be at camp, probably won't make it. There's a couple of them that may stick with the team, may not.
Practice squads too.
Practice squad, stuff like that, yeah, definitely. So we got Rashid Benson, he's a linebacker, 6 foot, 242 pounds, one of those bigger linemen, sort of like a hybrid linebacker, defensive end type guy, which is a lot of times what they're looking for now. Amari Coleman, he's 5'11", 188, he's a defensive back. Antoine Davis, defensive back, 5'11", 193 pounds out of Texas. Josh Fatu, I have heard a little bit about him, and he fits our nose tackle type of scheme. We're going to get into that one later. 6'2", 315 pounds, might be somebody to watch. Mike Ford at cornerback. He's 6'2", 225 pounds, so that's a big corner, and Patricia likes big corners.
Oh yeah.
So he's out of Southeast Missouri State. DeAndre Goolsby, he's a tight end, which that's a position of need right now.
Oh yeah, it is.
6'4", 230 pounds, a little light for me. Almost like a wide receiver type weight there. Okay. Michael Hill, defensive lineman, 5'8", 165 pounds. I'm going to tell you that's a misprint. Because if he's 5'8", 165 pounds and defensive lineman, he's getting blown off the ball.
That's true.
So that can't be right.
What did you do for your height?
We're not going very far like that.
That's true. See, even we make mistakes.
Oh, wow. I don't know if he's 216.5 or what, but he's 165 pounds. Imagine that little guy trying to he's got to try to get through 300 and some odd pound lineman.
Oh boy.
Anyway, okay, that's pretty funny. Chris Jones, defensive back, and I know he's not a defensive back at 6'1", 293 pounds.
We do apologize to the real person for getting his stats wrong. Good old Murphy, thank you.
Here we go again. Sorry, Chris Jones, defensive back, he's 6'1", 293 pounds. Oh, sorry. Should we cut this or not? Yeah, no, let's just keep going.
Okay.
It's the biggest defensive back I've ever seen.
Welcome to the blooper reel part of the
Just
show. Yeah.
so. We love our defensive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We love our defensive backs almost 300 pounds. Okay.
The bigger the better, you know?
So, he's gonna have trouble covering wide receivers, but he should be able to just pull them right, just stuff them at the line and hold them there.
Maybe, well, you know, maybe we ought to put them on some of those shakes, you know, get them on better shape.
Brett Kendrick, brother of the Brian Kendrick, no, I don't know that for sure. Offensive lineman, Tennessee, 6'6", 316 pounds, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Finally.
Thank God.
Kyle Lewis, a wide receiver out of Cal, and Cal Poly, I don't know what that is. 6'1", 174. So you can read the rest of these. I'll leave them up there for a little while. Every year you get somebody in undrafted free agency or someone that's a walk-on that makes the team.
Right.
You know, Malcolm Butler comes to mind. He was a Patriots cornerback, one that we almost got this year, and he was an undrafted free agent. Right. You know, there's a lot of them that come in that just weren't drafted. They had some issues. They're good at a couple of certain things. If they were good at more, they would have been drafted earlier. Let's just be honest, okay?
But you know, what we want is just people that will help us win.
Absolutely.
You know, and make the game exciting.
Like a 300-pound defensive back.
Or that little scrawny.
That little scrawny guy that's playing the line.
We might put him on the midget line.
And I apologize to the players in question.
Right,
there.
yeah.
It was just a misprint, and that happens.
Right. Now, there is something I seen on Facebook where one of the groups said that it looks like we might have one of the best wide receiving groups, you know.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
And I read the article about that, or have I? I don't remember, but I can comment on it. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think so too. I love Kenny Galladay, and I
too.
went on here and said it over and over again. I think he could be a number one if given time.
Right.
I do. Then you have Golden Tate, Marvin
Oh,
Jones,
God.
T.J. Jones, who they re-signed,
Yep.
and he plays kick return and all that other stuff too. But he's a pretty good wide receiver as well. I think the wide receiver group as a whole is the deepest group that we have right now. I do. Outside maybe corner, we have a ton of corners and safeties right now too, but.
Now, you had those.
Actual depth, like you could just plug another player right in. I think we're pretty set at wide receiver right now.
So if you go ahead and add that with the improved running game, I think we will have.
An improved offensive line for protection for Stafford, so he doesn't get the ball snapped to him, turn around, and he's got to dodge somebody right away. That doesn't help anything.
Right.
You know, that's when he shines when he rolls out and does all that stuff and makes athletic plays, but you know, you don't want him doing that every play.
Right. When you give him some time, and you also give the running back holes and spaces, you know, you're going to really see an improved offense, I think.
Well, right now, excuse me, right now they can play for the pass and say beat us with the run, and we can't do it. And so they can go line up in dime packages with a lot of corners and safeties and stuff like that instead, and not really pay attention to they're not putting anybody in the box.
Right. Now, I want to correct him. He said right now. No, it's not right now. That was last year.
Right. Yep.
This year's should be different.
Should be.
Yeah.
We've said this before, but it should be different.
I think with the improvements we have made.
Yeah.
Especially with offense.
I like the LeGarrette Blount pickup. We were awful at 3rd down and 1 or 4th down and 1 last year. It was tough to watch sometimes. And they just stopped giving the ball to the running back after a while. They just started passing on 3rd down. Actually, it worked out better. But, you know, when they had to run the ball, they couldn't. And that's a problem. When you have to run the ball, you should run the ball.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think the center guard, Ragnar, will really help solidify that group. I think that they have a pretty decent athletic offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the running back. I've said that on the last show. I don't think he's a franchise running back, but that's my opinion. I know a lot of people like him. A lot of people think he's going to be great and all this, and I hope so. Just some things I'm seeing, I don't see it, but I hope it turns out that way. I really do. I want us to have a great team and to be balanced on offense. If we were ever balanced on offense, watch out. Watch out, because this team could be something.
And of course, that new running back is only part of the equation.
Right. Carry on, my wayward son Johnson is a wayward do all kinds of things with
don't
that.
listen to Jim. Carry on. Just go ahead and prove him wrong.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I would love that. And that's what, if you take a negative viewpoint sometimes, and this, I have to, because it's my honest opinion.
Right.
I'm sorry.
And he also got this from his wife, who seems to be right about a lot of things.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, and draft, if I tell her a player and she looks at the player, she'll tell me if he's good or not. Remember McKellar Shore, who was supposed to be so good out of college? He played for Illinois, I believe. And then comes to the Lions, and I'm like, sweet, we picked him up. She goes, he's not going to be anything for you guys. Just not going to be anything. And I'm like, no, I don't believe that. He's really good. Blah, 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 blah. He's this, that. He turned out to be nothing for us guys. And she'd done that over and over and over again about all kinds of different players. Just one I could think of right off the top of my head. So with this running back, Carry-On Johnson, she said, nope, he'll be injured more than he's playing. Yep. So we're saying it here now, before it actually happens. But we also have Amir Abdullah, who, if he has a hole, let's see what he can do. LeGarrette Blount, who I'm really excited to see him in a Lions uniform. And you never know. I mean, could be wrong. He could have a great season, and we're all completely off here, and that's what I want. I'd rather us be totally wrong.
Now, he's completely off, because I believe in the guy. I believe...
That means you're totally wrong.
I believe that Patricia and Quinn wanted him for a reason, and that's why they picked him up.
Yep, just like the long snapper that they needed, that they had a vision for, and didn't work out. I'm kidding, guys. I want this as bad as you do.
Crazy.
I want this as bad as you guys do, but I just don't see it. I don't. And if it happens, I'm grateful and things. And I know I'm going to get bashed for it, but
when it happens, you will be grateful.
If it happens, I'll be.
When?
I'm just saying what I think, guys. I can't go against what I believe on it, so I wish I could, but I can't. So I'm just letting you know what I think. All right, so this is something that happened on Twitter during the draft, and the Lions throw shade at Green Bay on draft day. As running this show, Tim and I, we just don't like the Packers.
No, we don't.
I'm sorry, Packers fans out there, you might be the best people in the world, but your team is arrogant, and I don't like them. I just don't. You got 5 Super Bowl rings, and that's great and wonderful and all.
Yeah, first 2 Super Bowl wins, won the first 2 Super Bowls. So that's good history.
They have a great history. They have a great field. They're owned by their fans, and they're a wonderful thing. I am.
And you know what? I do remember times. Just to let you Packer fans know, I do remember times when I started watching football, and the Packers only won 2 games that whole year. So. You've been there. You've been down there too, but you guys your team has elevated, and kudos, you did win a few Super Bowls too.
And we never even been there. And I got that. I get it. But whatever. We beat you twice last year.
Right.
We're moving up.
And we should have beat you twice the year before, but that was a great pass that Aaron Rodgers had, but it was a phantom face mask. They gave it to him.
It could have been, it might not have been, I don't really know. I think we should have been better prepared for a frickin'
that's true. I agree.
And hopefully Matt Patricia makes those adjustments rather than Caldwell just stood there.
Oh God,
blank stare through most of it.
Yeah.
All right, the Lions had a little bit of fun with Green Bay at Green Bay's expense on Twitter after Green Bay selected a punter in the 5th round. Here's what Detroit tweeted, and this is right on the screen for you.
Right.
The Lions just drafted a punter. I'm planning to see him on the field a lot next year.
Amen to that.
So this goes on a little bit, and it sparked plenty of jabs between both fan bases.
Right.
Here's some of the most notable fan responses. It's laughable to think Detroit can consistently stop an offense with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, Jimmy Graham, whoever else, I don't care. Anyway, dude, with Rodgers healthy, Detroit gets swept. I don't agree with that.
No.
I don't agree with that at all.
I think we're better see, that's what we're talking about, you know, that's one of the reasons we dislike the team so much.
Yeah.
You know, is because the arrogance that they just think that they already won the game before they even played it. I mean, we have made improvements. The Lions have made improvements, and the Lions have kicked your guys' butt a couple times.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because this very next tweet says John Kudlick, and it says, "Funny, I vividly remember us beating Yale in Green Bay with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Also, worth noting, you guys need a phantom face mask calling a Hail Mary to avoid getting slapped."
See, that's what I was talking about.
Exactly.
2 years ago. You know.
Yeah. And then they said come back, win a playoff game, win the division, then throw shade. Which, see, there it goes back to, well, we live in the past, and that's where we live. So, you didn't win the division last year either. Minnesota won it.
Right.
So you can go home with that.
And what team had the most wins in the division overall?
Lions.
Yeah.
Lions were 4-1 in the division last year.
Right.
The only time they lost was to Minnesota at home.
Right.
They beat Minnesota on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Bears twice. They beat Green Bay for all their wonderfulness twice.
Right.
Okay, so this is the last tweet. It says, look at the Lions trying to get savage like Wendy's, like at Wendy's or whatever. 'Cause Wendy's does this stuff with Burger King and all that. And it's really, and it's like, you know what? Why can't we?
Right.
And it always seems like it's forbidden for us to say anything, but Green Bay can say whatever the hell they want to.
Right.
I don't like that at all.
Well, they're kind of like that one fan that we had last week.
Yeah, kind of like that.
They cry a lot.
Okay, we're going to get into this now. Keem Spence was traded to the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
Bob Quinn traded Spence to the Miami Dolphins for 2019. You can read that part. But the story behind this is a little bit different. So we got a conditional draft pick. I don't know what the conditions are. They've not been made public. But it's a conditional pick with the Miami Dolphins for 2019. Gives us 9 picks for next year's draft. So he is trying to build up on those. And Spence had 3 sacks last year. But we're looking to get away from the pass rushing linemen so much.
Right.
And we're looking to grab up space eaters.
Mm-hmm.
And then let the linebackers and the safeties and stuff, corners and blitzes like that, go ahead and get to the quarterback. So that's kind of what that's all about. And we saved $2 million and some odd dollars doing that. So
Which we can spend in other areas.
Right,
So
right.
that's good.
Ricky Jean-Francois, he's one of the guys that we're looking at, defensive tackle formerly of the Patriots. He's not been signed yet, but sources say we were close to a deal on Friday. He has not signed yet, so we might get some news on that about Monday-ish, or maybe Tuesday, and see if that's actually happened or not. And we'll have all that detail on the next show.
Right.
So, we'll have first video show. This has been an experience for us.
Oh, it has.
And I want to let you know, we really appreciate you listening and viewing and giving us, likes and shout outs and all the things locally that have been happening around us and nationally. We appreciate you. We really thank you for listening and watching, and we hope to give you some of the more of the fans' perspective behind some of the stories that we're following.
Right.
So this is our first video one done. Hopefully the next one will be better. Tim, you got anything more for this
Yeah,
week?
well, I just wanted to thank you guys and look at our other avenues, as far as like joining our Facebook group.
Yeah, if you
And,
could, we have a Facebook group. It's called Lions on the Prowl, which is, everything we do is Lions on the Prowl. So
Right.
Lions on the Prowl YouTube channel. If you could subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Yep.
so you could watch our video every week. We're also going to be on Instagram. We are on Pinterest. We are on Facebook, Twitter. We're on all of them right now. We're on a lot of the different social media right now. Tumblr, we just got a new thing with that.
Yeah.
We'll be on iHeartRadio starting a little after the 10th and Spotify in early June.
All right.
So
Cool.
those two things are coming. Right now, I will hope we fix the issue with iTunes and that we're on iTunes again. We were off for a while for some reason, but that's the audio podcast.
Right.
So, like I said, we really appreciate your help and your support.
Yep, and hopefully we got those issues taken care of. Thanks for sticking with us, and hope to see you again next week.
See you next week. Have a good week.
And this is Maniac Tim signing off.
And this is Jim. Take care.